We're going to look at a trigonometry question. The point P with coordinates K8 lies in the first quadrant such that OP is equal to 17 units and the angle TOP is equal to alpha as shown in the diagram below. First question, determine the value of K. For us to determine the value of K, we look at the point P. We've been told that it is K units in the X direction. So it means from O to T, this is a value of K. And if we look at PT, it is equal to 8 because this is 8 units in the Y direction. So we're going to make use of Pythagoras to determine the value of K. According to Pythagoras, our hypotenuse squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where in this case a is equal to x and b is equal to y. So this is going to be equal to 17 squared equals k squared plus 8 squared. We simplify this. 17 squared is equal to 289 and this is equal to k squared plus 64. We make k squared the subject of the formula, so k squared will be equal to 289 minus 64. This is equal to 225. To find k, we're going to find the square root of the left and right, and because this is a square root, it means we're going to have two possible values, which will be plus or minus the square root of 225. And this is equal to plus or minus 15 units. Because we've been told that this is in the first quadrant, it means we're going to disregard the negative 15. So therefore, K is equal to 15, a positive 15 units. For part B, we're supposed to write down the value of cos alpha. From our trig ratios, we know that cos alpha is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. If we go back to our diagram, our adjacent is K and we just determined the value of K to be equal to 15. Our hypotenuse is 17 and it has been given. So this means that cos alpha is equal to 15 over 17. For part C, if it is further given that alpha plus beta is equal to 180 degrees, determine cos beta. So, alpha plus beta is equal to 180 degrees. And if we make beta the subject of the formula, it means 180 degrees minus alpha would be the same as beta. And we have been asked to find cos beta. So cos beta will in actual fact be equal to cos of 180 degrees minus alpha. And that looks like a reduction formula. So this will actually be equal to negative cos alpha. And because we already know what cos alpha is from part B, it means we just substitute and this will be equal to minus 15 over 17. For part D, hence determine the value of sine beta minus alpha. So we need to determine sine of beta minus alpha. From part C, we already know that beta is actually equal to 180 minus alpha. So we're going to look for sine of 180 minus alpha minus alpha. Simplify this. This is equal to sine of 180 minus 2 alpha. And that looks like a reduction formula. This is actually equal to sine 2 alpha. From our double angle formulas, sine 2 alpha is equal to 2 sine alpha times cos alpha. We already know what cos alpha is, but we don't know what sine alpha is. If we go back to our diagram, we have sides, hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. And from our trig ratios, we know that sine alpha is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And according to our question, opposite is 8, hypotenuse is 17. So we now have the value of sine alpha, and we're going to use that for our question. So we substitute. This is equal to 2 times sine alpha is 8 over 17 times cos alpha is 15 over 17. We multiply this together and we get 240 over 289. So the value of sine beta minus alpha is actually 240 over 289.